Hey everyone, my name is Austin. I'm Senior Product Designer here at GitLab, working in the compliance group. I just wanted to share a few cool things from this week that I was working on. I was mostly digging into trying to figure out how specific things were working in GitLab today, reading a lot of documentation and features. Good number of merge request reviews this week. They're a little more intensive to test different use cases, so that's all plain and boring. I won't cover all that. I did want to do a special highlight of this neat little app that one of our design managers built out over the last couple weeks on the side. It's available here in GitLab. It's not officially sponsored by GitLab by any means. It's more of just like a side project if you'd like to try it out. But it's pretty neat. So I'll give you a demo of how it works for me. I can open up this little widget bar on my desktop, and this GitLab icon shows you my recent commits, the issues that I've been looking at recently, my projects that I work in, and my comments that I've left recently, and a number of bookmarks. So this saves me a few things. Like normally I have a folder with bookmarks that I always jump into for specific things, and that's great. I don't have to keep track of those bookmarks there anymore. I also am constantly jumping to my activity feed to try and figure out like where I left a comment recently, because that's usually my logical way of thinking of what I was doing last. So if someone's asking me a question, that's usually my fastest way to find it, but this gives me one less bookmark to keep in my browser. And then I also love this recently viewed piece. This is not one I've ever been able to do before, but man, there's so many times that I might look up a random issue or merge request from Slack or from just digging through things, and I forget about it. I don't remember how I found it, but I want to go back to that thing, and I either browse through my browser history, which sometimes is difficult, and this is just a fun way to try and find that. So that's cool, and it's got some more features, and I encourage you to check it out if you're interested. I've got an upcoming UX showcase. I volunteered to do one on August 18th, so if you're interested, I'll make sure that gets sent to you. It's going to be on It's Never Too Late to Pivot, and the subject I'm going to be covering as an example will be how we implemented status checks. I think we did a phenomenal job pivoting when we needed to. Specifically, we had already started building out functionality. We were integrating with the way that you could currently add approval rules, and then we learned a good bit from the code review group about that feature's intent, and we pivoted away. Like, front end was pretty upfront of saying, hey, we'd rather pay the debt down now. And I want to highlight how good that was and talk about the outcomes that we got to, because I think what we're seeing now is a better feature that's integrated into a more consistent part of the application. So with the merge request report component being built out, it's going to be even better then, and we have a nice roadmap where we think we're going to go with it, and we're already hearing great feedback on the feature, so it's just a win all around. It's something worth showcasing. And yeah, lastly, I talked a lot about this at the beginning of the video, but this is what I spent a lot of time digging into this week, was really thinking through all the different edge cases around default branch protections. Man, what a tricky beast. I had no idea this feature existed until one of our strategic account managers brought this to our attention. It was built in sometime at the end of version 12, beginning of 13. That's before I even joined GitLab, so we find things, and I think it's going to give us some points to pivot in this ideation phase, which is fine. We're just going to figure out how we can make it all work together and have a more seamless UX experience. We know the problems that we need to solve. It's just a matter of making sure it actually will work nicely with our UI. And I'll stop there.